So this isn't really the kind of content that you might be used to seeing on this channel because it's not really directly related to game development, but it is technological development, which for me is reason enough to make this video. So, as you may have been able to see over the last little while, I've been experimenting with a lot of AI tools such as Stable Diffusion, ChatGPT, and now I want to take that to the next level. So while I'm working on a video where I'm making a game using as many of those kind of tools as humanly possible, I also wanted to use these same tools to make an entire video and see how well that stacks up. Partly because video editing is my full-time job and I want to know when the AI overlords are going to come to get my job. So let's take a look at a little story generated, voiced, and edited by artificial intelligence.
There once was a game developer named Wesley who had a passion for creating unique and exciting video games. He spent countless hours designing and coding his creations, and eventually decided to start a YouTube channel to showcase his work. At first, Wesley was nervous about putting himself out there and sharing his creations with the world. But as he started to receive positive feedback from viewers, he became more confident in his abilities and started to make videos more regularly. In his videos, Wesley would give viewers a behind-the-scenes look at his development process, sharing the challenges he faced and the creative solutions he came up with. He also streamed himself playing his games, giving fans a chance to see them in action and providing valuable feedback that he could use to improve his creations. As time went on, Wesley's YouTube channel grew in popularity, and he started to receive offers from big gaming companies to collaborate on projects. He was thrilled to have the opportunity to work with some of the industry's biggest names, and he poured his heart and soul into these projects. One of the biggest challenges Wesley faced was finding the right balance between creativity and practicality. He wanted his games to be unique and exciting, but he also needed to make sure they were fun and engaging for players. This was particularly difficult when working on projects for other companies, as he had to consider their vision and goals for the game as well. Another challenge Wesley faced was dealing with the technical aspects of game development. Creating video games requires a deep understanding of coding and computer technology, and Wesley had to constantly learn and adapt to new technologies and techniques in order to stay ahead of the curve. This was especially difficult when working on larger projects, as there were often many different teams involved and coordinating their efforts required a high level of technical expertise. In addition to these challenges, Wesley also had to deal with the pressure of meeting deadlines and delivering high-quality games on time. As his YouTube channel grew in popularity and he started working with bigger companies, the stakes became higher and the pressure to deliver became more intense. This meant that Wesley had to carefully plan and manage his time in order to ensure that he met his deadlines without sacrificing the quality of his work. Despite these challenges, Wesley remained committed to his craft and was determined to overcome any obstacles that came his way. He used his creativity and problem-solving skills to overcome the technical challenges, and he worked hard to ensure that his games met the highest standards of quality. He also made sure to take regular breaks and take care of himself, so that he could stay focused and avoid burnout. In the end, Wesley's hard work and dedication paid off, and he became a successful game developer with a thriving YouTube channel. He continued to create innovative and exciting games, and his YouTube channel remained a place for fans to connect with him and see the latest developments in his work. Wesley was grateful for the support of his fans and was determined to continue pushing the boundaries of what was possible in the world of video game development.
So that is both really scary and also quite reassuring, because in a way it's really scary that it can put all that together. This took me like 10 minutes to make, right? But at the same time, there is a lot of context sensitivity that, at least as of right now, I'm not saying like a month or two from now that can't be fixed with the new technology in things like ChatGPT, but at least right now the editing is having real trouble with context. When we're talking about specifically game development, it shows people working on laptops and game development related things. But then when the script only mentions things being a game, it tends to lean more towards showing sports, which obviously in this context makes no sense. So the tools for editing being a little bit more context sensitive is really the next step. Keeping in memory what has been talked about and weighing choices it makes, not only on the text it's using at that specific point in the video, but also what has come before. Ideally also being able to recognize when subjects change, something that the ChatGPT model can do very, very well. So I'm expecting that kind of power to be implemented in these kind of AIs within a relatively short term. And of course, the AI voices, while they are better than they were a couple of years ago, they're still very obviously text-to-speech models, and that's probably going to stay that way for a while, because intonation and inflection of voices, emotions and that kind of stuff, that's a very personal and human thing. And while you could probably like program that in with parameters and keyframe it and stuff like that, that then takes most of the use out of automation, out of the process. So for content like this, which I will be making more AI generated content like this going forward, because it's really, really interesting. But if you're going to have to heavily edit the emotion and inflection in the voice that's being generated by AI, you might as well have a human voice in at that point, right? I'm going to be experimenting mostly with improving the voice, because I would like to be able to train a model on my own voice to be able to do this kind of thing, because that is somewhat within my reach of probably being able to do, as well as giving the video generating AI maybe a bit more content and material generated by Stable Diffusion. If there's any way that I can get a bot to take like highlight words out of every paragraph and make it generate a number of Stable Diffusion images of that, then import those with those highlight words as tags into the AI I'm using for generating the video. At that point, we can more or less skip the entire stock footage thing as well. Of course, having it be moving video footage is a lot more appealing than just still images generated by AIs. But I want to see how far can we take this, right? How much of this process can we automate to the point where I literally just spend 5 minutes giving a chatbot a couple of prompts and just getting a full video out of it? It's going to be an exciting time going forward over the next couple of months. So I'll leave a link down below in the description to the first channel. I'm probably going to make more as we go on. To the first channel that's going to house my AI generated content. This channel, obviously, it's going to still be game development related, and we're going to make use of a lot of AI tools. As I said, I'm working on a video where I'm making a game using as much AI as possible. But outside of that, I'm also going to be experimenting with a lot of other things with these tools. And if you're interested in that, do follow along.